Hi guys, welcome back to the news. The former Minister of Aviation, Femi Kayode, has reacted to the statement of Sheikh Ahmed Gumi. Yes, where Gumi said Christians cannot be entrusted with security, Christians cannot be trusted with power, Christians cannot, be trusted with power. So Chief Femi Kayode stated that he is not really concerned about the rantings of Sheikh Ahmed Gumi because he knows he's not in government. So those who are paid to respond to matters like this will undoubtedly reply. But he's concerned about Gumi's comments targeting the Christian community and generally both Muslims and Christians in the southern region. How can Sheikh Ahmed Gumi make such a statement as saying that Southerners, Christians cannot be trusted with power? I mean, come to think of it, why would he make such a statement? So, expanding on his thoughts, Femi Kayode said, "See, he wouldn't prefer to those responsible for the loss of lives in southern Kaduna and other parts of the north as Muslims, but rather as terrorists, as their actions do not align with the teachings of Islam. Therefore, he has implored on Sheikh Ahmed Gumi to refrain from portraying Christians as killers as they were not involved in any of such acts." You see, Sheikh Gumi has suggested that if Christians are in power, they tend to kill people, unlike individuals of other faiths. And he would like to recall that if it was a Christian who was declared many years ago that he would rather die than allow a Muslim to become the Nigeria's president. Unfortunately, that individual, Sheikh Ahmed Gumi's father, passed away a few months after making that statement, and a Christian subsequently assumed the position. You see, it was reported earlier on that Gumi had made a sermon of over 14 minutes video posted on his official page, Facebook page, where he labeled Winky as a devil incarnate. And the former aviation minister, Femi Kayode, has slammed the controversial Islamic cleric, Sheikh Ahmed Gumi, over his recent comment on Christians. You see, among other statements, many Nigerians have described as inciting. Gumi said, unlike northern Muslims, Christians cannot be trusted with power and guns. The cleric called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to remove Nyesom Wike from office as the minister of the FCT, saying he planned to use Israel to redesign the security architecture of Abuja. And it was reported that Sheikh Ahmed Gumi talked about how Muslim officers who dominate all security service do not perpetrate injustice, unlike Christian officers, because those Christian officers had murdered the likes of Tafawa Balewa, Motola, and others. In context, he said that it was Christian leaders that was killing Muslim leaders, and this and all of that. So his sermon has really generated a lot of heated reactions, angry reactions, mainly from the southern region of Nigeria, the southern Nigeria Christians. And here we have Femi Kayode, the former director of Special Media Projects and Special Media Operations and New Media for the Tinubu Shetima Presidential Campaign Council, where he called on security agencies to invite Gumi for questioning and possible prosecution for incitement and attempt to destabilize the country. He vowed that Christians in Nigeria cannot bow to anybody, and whether will any rational and responsible Muslims bow to this side of terrorist rhetoric of Sheikh Gumi? Now, the chieftain of the ruling All Progressive Congress reminded Gumi that his father died shortly after vowing that he would not be alive to see a Christian become Nigeria's president. And then he talked about a lot of things that he's not really concerned about the rantings of this little monkey, because the government are there. There are so many people in the government that are paid to respond to him and to handle that. So he knows that he's not in the government, but however, he's more concerned about these rantings about Christian communities, and Southerners generally, both the Christians and the Muslims in the southern region. I mean, is this how, and is this what Gumi has to say? He said Christians cannot be trusted with power because when they were in power, you know, they tend to kill people, they tend to kill other, Muslims and all of that. So at this point, he raised the questions. Was it not Christians that was, killed in the north, in the southern Kaduna, or what happened? He really raised a lot of questions. And then he went back in time where Gumi's father had sworn that he would rather die than to allow Christians rule our country, Nigeria. And amazingly, he died a few months later, and a Christian took over power. And all the butchery and the mass murder that had taken place in the northern Nigeria and other parts of the southern Nigeria, in Zano, Kafa, in the southern Kaduna, in Nima, in Adamawa, in Benue, in Taraba, Plateau, all the states in the north where Christian communities were targeted by various Islamic groups and various terrorist groups and were butchered in their homes into pieces. And even parts of the south where Fulani herdsmen were attacking the south, butchering people as far as the east and the Yoruba land and the south. So were the people that perpetrated these things Christians? Were the people that perpetrated all these evils Christians? Were they terrorists? So I won't call them Muslims. I call them terrorists because they do not represent Islam. Islam is a religion of peace. So these people are butchers. They are, barbarians, rather like they are Hamans. And what are they doing? And what they are doing to people is precisely what Hamans did to the Jews on October 7th of this month. So he should stop trying to make things look like as if it's only Christians that kills. Human being kills one another, and it is a tragedy. But he should stop pointing fingers at the Christian communities and stop disregarding the fact that there are millions of decent, God-fearing Muslims in both the north and the south who cannot be categorized as terrorists like him. So let me add to this. The terrorists that he represents kill not just Christians, but they also kill Muslims too. If that was not the case, how do we explain the fact that some terrorists this man represents, they constantly defend and help to negotiate on their behalf, so on and so forth? We want peace in this country, and Femi Kayode has called on the DSS, the police, and all security agencies and President Bola Tinubu to ensure that Sheikh Ahmed Gumi is called to order, that he is warned, if not arrested and prosecuted for incitement and an attempt to destabilize our country. Guys, this is serious. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? I'm dropping here.